Hi, Suzanne in Ohio here. Well, I've got my first page almost done, January page. I thought I was never going to get it going, but here it is so far. It's almost finished. The only thing I have to do yet is go around these roses, which I'm going around with some gold metallic thread. If you watched any of my other videos, you know I've been making some patchwork bunnies appliques, and I couldn't get that concept out of my head, so I ended up making a similar type thing, all these little pieces of patchwork, and appliqued him on with the blanket stitch. Now, this project, this whole thing, the Journal of Stitchery, is for me all about learning the stitches. I have embroidered for a long time with only 3 or 4 stitches in my repertoire. So this has really catapulted me into the world of embroidery, which, boy, I'm finding out how little I know. But I'm coming along. So let's see. So I put a few stitches. Because this was so small, I couldn't put very many different ones or big ones on here. There's a few embroidery stitches on there. And of course, the requirement was bunny and old lace. And this is my old lace, and it really is old. I think it was something like a communion collar. Very, very unusual. It was a wide lace, about 4 or 5 inches, and it was sewn together to hang down the front of you and go around your neck with a collar. Just very old, very thin. So that's my old lace. A couple little scraps of other things. I did put some this branchy embroidery here, and I'll put some more up here, and I'm going to put uh, white, I don't know, just some kind of white flower on the tips of those branches. I did cut my flowers out of, commercial fabric, and I'm in the process of, like I said, going around them with that gold thread, which brings me to uh, something I wanted to share with you. Now, everybody in the world's probably more up on this than me, but I did not know about side loading um, needles. And I ordered some, and it is the perfect needle for something like this, because this metallic thread is just awful to try to get through the eye of a needle. So if you don't know what they are, like I didn't, I drew out a little sketch here, and the needle shaft comes up into the eye area, and there's the eye, and there's a tiny little slit on the side of the eye, and the thread snaps in there, and it has worked perfect for this project. So I got a pretty big order of them here. I found them on the Amazon, of course, and my sister made a suggestion. If you don't know what a side loading needle is, or if you'd like to have these, I'm going to make you an offer. The first person that will send me a picture of whatever you're working on, and I'm going to send this pack of needles to you. Here in the United States only. I'm sorry. I don't know anything about sending mail overseas. But if you'd like these needles, just send me a photograph to my email address, which will be listed below in the description. And you don't know if anybody else has done that, so I hope to get several pictures of projects. That would be fun. And she suggested that because this week is the week of random acts of kindness. So I'd like to send you those needles if you want them. Okay, so nothing more to say on this project here, but here's my sample, one of my sampler pages. I haven't got very far with it because I went down a rabbit hole, and the more I learned, the more I wanted to know. So I went online and looked at several tutorials on YouTube, like Rachel said, because she's left-handed and this worked better for me. But I wanted to see even what some of the basic stitches look like in different fibers. And I have many. And I do a lot of swirly type um, crocheting, embroidery. So I wanted to see how those would work. So I only got through the first 5 stitches, and finally I just decided to put the name of this one here, Split Back. It's supposed to be split back stitch, but I can't say that that's my favorite stitch. And the reason is I end up with so much fabric on the back. So what I've been doing is a split, almost stem stitch, or something like that, where I don't have all that extra fabric on the back. Now you might say, well, you were doing it wrong. Well, I might have been. So I'm going to explore that some more. But I can see right now I'm going to have about 3 or 4 pages just for sample pages. And all these little red marks you see on here is my disappearing pen. So those will go away soon as I iron it. Okay, so that's for the January and the start on my sampler page. And this little guy is the start from my title page. I have an idea in my mind to put him in a leafy setting and, then put the title page around him. Now, if you watch my former video where I was going through all my junk that could be possibly used in this project, you would have seen this little bird, and he was painted kind of like a warbler, yellow and grays and browns, and that's what all this muddy looking stuff is right there. Well, I took my invisible pen and just redrew him, his body shape and everything, to turn him into a Baltimore oil. So you can see how far along I am, and I went online and watched some tutorials. So on this one I have 2 threads going here. At one point today I had 4 threads going when I was blending all these soft colors. Let me bring you down, see if it'll come any closer. I don't know if it will or not. It's just, there he's bet. That's better, a little bit better. And this, of course, is called long and short stitch. I found some great tutorials on some of those wonderful ladies in the UK that specialize in needlework. I really learned a lot. So he will be on my title page, so I want you to watch for him. And I'm glancing around here to see if there was anything else I had to tell you before I sign off. But that's it. Just barely got my sampler pages started, but January is almost done. Now to come up with an idea for February, and I hope to get it done before the end of the month, so I'll be almost all caught up. Well, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Talk to you soon. Come back and see what that Baltimore Oriole ends up looking like. Bye-bye.